Than I have, I think. Only my hair's slightly more grey than his is. But Miguel's been out here a very long time, been very, very successful. He's one of the most popular guys on the tour, so just give him a big warm welcome, please. Next, in terms of age, is Darren, US Open champion. So I need to say an awful lot. I'm sure a lot of you all saw what he did at the Ryder Cup in Celtic Manor. A good friend of mine. We're from the same place back at home in Northern Ireland, and he's one of the all-round good guys. So, Darren. The smallest one here, who's hiding in my shadow, is Andy Sullivan. Now, Sully, bless him, he's only recently on tour, a few years now, but he's put in some unbelievable performances. He was part of the European Eurasia Cup team there a few weeks ago, and he was awesome along with Shane Lowry whenever we were there. So he's one of the bright up-and-coming stars of the European Tour, and it's a pleasure to have him with us again this year. It was nice to be there. Not usually that nice, but we're going to start off. Miguel's going to show you how to stretch. You know, he's very good at it. So, the old guys, we don't really need to hit any, but Miguel can show you how he stretches. Go on, Miguel. Get down there, go on.
Thank you, Darren. Okay, after you make all the explanation, now we're going to start with the real thing. You know, every people like to hit a very good shot, long shots, control the ball and everything, no? But sometimes we forget one of the basic things in the game, and it's to be ready to hit a shot. And we need to be elastic, we need to be able to have no injuries, especially for the kids, to keep practicing, keep playing, and also for the adults, because the next day you have to go to work to the office, and then you need to be you need to be flexible, you need to be stretch yourself. No, I'm going to show you a little things. No, we're going to start with the legs. We're going to start moving the knees one side. We're moving 5-6 times one side.
All those women up there don't get excited.
Well, it's gonna be some kind of exciting movement here. Just moving to the other side.
Anybody got some music?
Just going that sideways. You get a club easy with the spikes, and then for the back of the leg there. We're gonna move a little bit. Don't be shy,
That's very low. That's very deep.
You know, we all remember, no? Severino Ballesteros always say, when you need to hit the ball into the wing, very strong wing, especially when you're in a score like this, you have to hit the ball low, you know? You know, and then, well, after making those movements, you know, all the things, you know, just try to move your joints. That's always going to help, to your hands, to your elbows, to your wrist. Put in the back, moving up there, you stretch your shoulder, your triceps. On one side, you get to the other side, make the same thing, moving there. And just if you have 2 clubs, and you don't have something more heavy, just moving up and down. Smooth. That's going to allow you to stretch the rest of the back. And now you are ready to hit the shots. Now enjoy yourself.
Miguel just showed you some of the stretches that he does, but out on tour, all of us, we all do our own stretches. Not quite as strenuous as Miguel, some of us, but you know, it's part and parcel now of life on tour that the guys, we all go to the gym, we all stretch, we all get loose, because it is very easy to get a little bit injured, especially if you're cold. And the speed that we're trying to swing the club at, it's very easy to get injured. So warming up and getting stretching is very, very important part of the day. So, going to get GMac now and Sully to start hitting a few balls. Try and explain a little bit, Miguel and I will try and explain a little bit of what they're doing. Anybody got any questions, please feel free to shout them out, and we'll try and answer them as best we can. But you see, whenever
hit some short irons?
Yeah, hit some short irons there first. Whenever you come along and you watch the pros, I don't know if many of you have been here today, and you're watching the guys on the range, you'll see that the first thing that all the pros do, we go to our sand wedge. It's not like what you see most amateurs do. First thing that you go for is what, your driver when you go to the range? That's not the way to do it. So The guys, you'll see that we all start with their sand irons and work our way down through the bag. And there's a reason why we do that. Getting back to Miguel's stretching and everything there, first it takes much more energy and much more speed to hit your drivers, so you have more chance of injuring yourself if you're not warmed up. So we build up gradually through the bag. And the thing, again, with most amateurs, and we play obviously in pro-ams every week, most of the amateurs want to go and hit the driver as far as they can. Albeit, while that's great and good fun, it's not really how you get better. How you get better is the boring bit, is 100 yards and in. Whether that's sand wedges, putting, chipping, that's how to improve. So if you want to get better, you want to get your handicaps down, it's all 100 yards and in. 75 to 80% of your practice time, if you're serious about improving, should be in your short game. That's the difference. Because you watch the guys out there, watch some of the pros, you know, you're thinking how they're going to get it up and down from here, and they do. And that's how you save a good scrum. We can all play. Obviously, we wouldn't be out on tour. But the guys that are very successful and playing very well week in, week out, turn their 75s into 70s. That's the secret to successful professional golf. They don't turn the 75s into 74s, they turn them into 70s. And the good days, they shoot 64, 63. But that's all short game, short game, short game. So that's what we practice most of the time. So if you watch GMac here, you'll see a couple of other things. GMac and Sully, both of them, you'll see how much balance they've got. Whenever we're playing week in, week out, and we're watching things, you'll see how much they look. The question that I get asked most frequently in a pro-am is, how do you guys hit it so far? How do you strike it so well? You don't look as if you're making any effort to it at all. But because their balance is so good, that's why it looks so easy. So you don't see Graham or Sully moving this way back and forth. There's no big slide. All it is a turn and a turn back through again. So it's effortless power. So balance is one of the biggest things that all the pros work on and that we have to be successful out here. It's a bit easier for Sully because he's closer to the ground than everybody else. Harsh but true. What?
It's just a theme of your comedy.
Yeah, I know. We were playing a couple of weeks ago. Sully and I were out in the first couple of rounds together in Abu Dhabi, and my tailor-made golf balls are number 60. And this cheeky little he said, I didn't realise you put your age in your golf balls. I mean, he better qualify for that team because he's not getting the pick. But he knows that. So you just watch the guys here swinging. You see how smooth is effortless. But because their balance is so good, the pros, we always take ball turf. We never go turf behind or whatever. It's all to be a successful golfer and to improve. Professional golf is all about high to low. Amateur golf is all about low to high. So you scoop it, you hit it thin, you do all sorts of bits and pieces. But if you watch GMac here in Sully, there's always a divot after the ball. We're always hitting down on the ball, trying to compress it. So if you hit down on it, that's what makes the ball go up in the air, not going this way. Shoot. Well, you probably catch the turf. But the reason why you probably do it because you've got lateral movement. You either go forward this way and then back up, which is what most amateurs do, or you go back this way and then try and move on to. So if you can think of yourself more of turning around an angle this way and that way, you'll have more chance of getting ball turf. Any more questions yet? You must all be very, very good if you got no questions. Yes. A lot of people pick up the club and go the wrong way around. For us, it's a very good practice drill, but there isn't many very good golfers that play that way, unfortunately. Yeah, you gotta turn it around. Oh yes, your professionals here at the Airments, they can teach you kids whatever how to swing the club properly with a proper grip. But I think if you started playing and you go the wrong way around, the sooner you go the normal way, the proper way, the better it'll be. Pardon? Because Pete Khan says so. It gets it in the right position. Getting all technical. Where's Pete? It gets it in the right position on the backswing.
Sets the right arm, doesn't it?
There, yeah. It goes. Go on, GMac, hit one there. No, go on. Now this is very, very difficult. Just say this may be your shank.
Messy.
It may be your shank. It's hard. No, it's hard. It's really, really hard.
Hang on to it that way. You gotta release it hard. Haven't tried this drill in a long time.
Back into your left hip. That's closer. Get that butt end back into your left hip.
What's that?
Get that butt end back into your left hip.
Back in there.
Into your left hip on the way down. And you flush it up in the air. There you go. Hey, I should be a coach, shouldn't I?
Thanks, DC.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Captain.
You got the move now.
That's it.
There you go.
Got it.
Any more questions? What irons? What clubs? What have you got, Sully?
8.
Sully's got an 8 iron. What have you got, GMac?
9 iron.
9 iron. But they're going to go to longer stuff now in a sec.
Yeah.
I hope.
Go a little longer. What do the guys want to see?
What do you want to say?
What's that? Driver! 6? Let's some 6s. 2 irons. No 2 irons.
They were the thing of the past.
Pass. I think the 2 irons called the 5 wood these days.
Yeah. I think Miguel and I, we grew up with persimmons and 1 irons. These young kids wouldn't know what a 2 iron or 1 iron is these days. Didn't we?
Not even to hit that person good.
I know, they wouldn't know.
Oh.
You can see everything's there is all ball turf. And Sully is here, he will speak sooner or later, don't worry, he will join us.
Oh, I'm just admiring how good you are as a coach. You know,
Thank you very
I
much.
can't believe the wisdom you've got.
Thank
It's
you. Yeah.
incredible.
Thank you. Come on, Sully. Come on, let's see it.
Oh, that's Brady.
Oh, look at that.
Brady.
I think those clubs are a little bit long for you, Sully. I think this could be more yours.
That is. It's too stiff.
Well, yeah. Come on, Sully. You can flight this. He's very talented. He will hit this properly, believe it or not. That's why he's got a chance of making the team.
That's awesome.
What shots do you want to see now? Sully will hit it for you. Give me a shot. No, we're going to get to the driver in a minute. You're not listening to me. I said at the start we go to the driver at the end.
Vincent Fate.
The 5 wood.
We don't carry one of them. That's how PGA talk. We don't carry
Shank!
One at a time. What do you want to see? Sully hit a draw. No. GMac's going to hit the draw. Sully's going to hit the fade.
Draw fade. Hold on.
Let me see a high fade and draw.
He's going to hit the draw. So it's going to go right to left. He's going to get up after and hit the left to right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. More left.
And this one's going to go the other way. So whenever we're out playing and they have the flags, they put the pin positions when they're very close to the edge of the greens and stuff. If they have it front right, we may stand there and try and hit a little fade into that flag to get the ball down a little bit softer. If it's back left, we might try and hit a little draw to work it up the green and go there. So for us, we're always trying to move the ball about. So the bad shots that you see in television are not really that bad. So, because we're always trying to move the ball about. We don't try to hit the ball straight because you can't. Your chances are minimal. So if you think about it for us, whenever we were out there playing, say the fairway is, we play on quite narrow fairway, say you've got 30 yards of fairway. So if we're going to play with the draw, obviously means we're going to go right to left. So we are probably aim 1 yard inside the right hand side of the fairway, which means we've got another 28 yards on the left for that ball to go into. If we're going for a fade, we'll aim 1 yard inside the left and we've got 28 yards going that way. Whereas if we try and aim a dead straight, we've got much less margins. We've got 14 yards either side. So that's why we always try and move the ball about. The difference between the two is it's the club path, the way that it's coming in, and the face angle. That's what it is. The draw is obviously a little bit more that way, where the club face is going a little bit more slightly right to left.
Yeah, like a topspin shot in tennis. Anybody who plays tennis, your draw is your topspin forehand, and your slice, your fade is your slice shot in tennis. You know, so it's like Darren said earlier. You know, to make the ball go up, you got to hit down. Golf's kind of a game of opposites. To make the ball go up, you hit down. If you want to hit the ball lower, you got to hit a little up on it. To make it slice, you got to hit it to the left, and to make it go left, you got to aim to the. You got to slice. You got to swing to the right. You know, so swing it right to go left, swing it left to go right. Down to go up and up to go down. So
it gets even more confusing after a couple of times.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's set up. You know, ball position kind of goes a little further forward for a fade because, you know, the arc is moving more to the left. If you want to hit a draw, you know, kind of bump the ball back in your stance a little bit, and that'll really help you kind of swing to the right a little bit more. You know, but it's. I think if you asked 100 guys, 100 PGA Tour players, European Tour players, how to hit a fade, how to hit a draw, you'll probably get 100 different answers. But technically, it's all the same.
Yeah.
You know,
we could swing. The four of us could stand here, and we all have different swings. Miguel's very much rounded. GMac's a little bit from this. Sully's a little bit more steeper down on top of it. I'm messed up all over the place. But we all swing differently, but our impact position, we're all trying to get to the same impact position. Case in point, it would be, for example, Jim Furyk. You know, you couldn't teach that swing, but his club comes back into impact every time in the same place. So we're all striving to do the same thing down at the ball. If we're trying to, GMac says, if we're trying to hit a fade, if we're trying to hit a draw, we're all trying to have the same sort of feelings, even though our swings are all a little bit different. That was nice. It's a bit more like the GMac.
That was it.
Any more questions yet?
Stinger. Stinger what? Long iron? 3 wood? What do you want to hit? Long iron. Stinger long iron.
If you want to hit the ball higher, you move the ball further to your left foot. If you want to hit it lower, you move it more towards your right foot.
Yeah, so sort of back.
So that's basically trajectory.
Again, you know, hit it low. I grip down the shaft a little bit. That kind of takes a little bit of the wrist action out of it. You know, and you can kind of abbreviate your fall through a little bit. Back in your stance, like a draw feel. So aiming slightly to the right, ball back in the stance. And just kind of abbreviate your follow through a little bit. So
whenever we would play at home in Portrush and Links where it's really windy, we sort of grew up having to play that sort of shot. Whereas you're playing out here, it's not quite that breezy. You need to hit it up in the air a little bit.
Hitting it low's not my problem. Hitting it in the air is my problem.
Now Sully's going to hit a balloon ball here. He's going to hit this. What club's that, Sully? 4 iron. Now this is testing.
High ball.
Hit this high.
See who can hit the highest, Sully.
Go on, Sully.
Here we go.
And all they're doing here, making the same string, but the ball is further forward in their stance.
Ow.
But we need to do that, you know, with some of the par 4s and par 5s, the par 3s that we're playing these days. Like for example, this week where the greens are pretty firm, you need the ball coming down much more vertically, coming down soft, so it lands softer. The higher it goes up in the air, the softer it comes down the green. So we need to have everything. You notice how we were making the two youngsters hit over there.
Yeah, there. And what was all this? I think I pulled a muscle, Miguel. How's it going now?
Jump board to work.
Take your arm out, there you go. That's a 4 iron up there. That's going to come down really soft. Any more questions? Must have a few more questions. What's my favourite club to use?
He wants us to swing at the same
Probably
time.
driver. I shouldn't say that, but probably a driver.
Right.
You ready?
Okay. We'll go a 3, 2, 1.
You're going to do the count, yeah?
What's that?
You're doing the count, right?
I'm doing what?
Are you counting?
Yeah.
Are you going to do the count?
3, 2, 1. Pull the club back.
Perfect, alright.
Okay.
Are these going high or are they going low?
Normal. 3, 2,
One on it, mate.
1. Pull the club back now. That was ugly. That's pretty much what it looked like out there. All right. That's nice.
There's a reason he's 8 under. Just saying.
There's 3 of us going home and 1 of us staying this week. And anybody any ideas?
I'm staying too. Just to watch Sully.
I just been playing 2 rounds with Andy, with Sully, and he had to explain how a small guy like him can hit it so long.
Fast.
Unbelievable.
I said fast.
I thought you said fat.
I didn't say fast. There is that, but that'll be a bit rich coming from me.
It's nice flight, isn't it?
So Sully's ball speed will be up circa 118, 119 miles an hour, something
Club
like
head
that.
speed.
Club head speed. Ball speed will be up to 174, 5, 6. What are you?
Yeah, mate, you've asked another question there.
Yeah, but he'll be up somewhere. Obviously, the faster you swing it, the faster you're going to deliver the club head to the ball. So the guys, people like playing with Thomas Peters this week, his speed's up at about in the high 180s, 190 when he gets it really fast. He hits it really long. Sully's now going to demonstrate how to hit a driver off the deck.
Whoa! I'm glad you didn't ask me to do that one. Give it a go then.
And if he's really good, if Sully's really, really good, he'll hit a little soft draw with this too. If he's going to show off.
Okay.
Oh, that's impressive. There's got to be some shot I'm going to catch him out with.
Pretty good there.
That was really good. I can't tell you how difficult that is.
Sign him up, Captain. Sign him up.
He's got a chance.
Sign him up.
We got any more questions yet?
Good one.
Good Jiminez.
Ah,
Well, it's Friday.
that's pretty much what it looks like all day at the minute.
Oh no, oh no.
Still pretty good, son. Driver off the deck is not really a shot we would use too often unless we really had to.
Back in the day, but not anymore, huh?
No.
Flush.
3 woods are too hot nowadays, mate. 3 wood off the deck goes so much further than driver nowadays.
I hope you don't do that in the first day of Hazel team.
Might do that off the tea bag.
What is the carry to the fairway first day hits of anyone now?
Beautiful. Any more questions, anybody?
Easy crowd. Easy crowd.
Who's your bet for all 4 majors?
Who's your bet for all 4 majors?
Yeah.
Oh. No, God, no, not me. I don't know. I can't really incriminate myself. Ask the other guys. How about I say anything?
It's hard. I mean, Rory obviously he's got a game designed for Augusta. So I'd be surprised not to see him win a Masters the next 4 or 5 years.
Where are we? Where's US Open?
US Open's at Oakmont.
Oakmont, which has got greens that slope
Yeah, it's a tough
severely
course.
from
It's a real
front to back. All runs away from
It's the
here.
first real US Open
Yeah.
setup we've played in a few years, so it'll be
Yeah.
it's a tough call.
It'll be
Spieth and
Jordan Spieth.
Be a tough players kind of golf course.
Open is at Troon.
Troon. You play. I know a fellow that played okay. At Troon.
I played alright at Troon. That was when I remembered how to play. I played okay at Troon.
The PGA
is at Baltusrol, which is another Jordan Spieth sort of golf course. But you never quite know. Everything's set up and suited to everybody. So you never quite
Everyone's
know. But
pretty good nowadays.
At the moment, the top 4, those young kids up at the top of the world rankings at the moment, you've got obviously Jordan, you've got Ricky Fowler, you've got Rory, and Jason Day. I mean, they're 4 wonderful young kids. And they're all going to be fighting for. And that youngster down there, he's going to be probably threatening up now to get some stage this year.
It's a bit ugly.
Any more questions? Go on, shoot.
Oh, there you go.
Shoot.
That's the one. That's the Sunday morning one.
Pardon? Spinning the ball back on the green. Well, a lot of the time we're trying to stop the ball from doing that. We're trying to take the spin off the ball, but that's all going from high, so that's hitting down on the ball. Because you've got to get the ball first compressed between the grooves, and that's how you do it.
That's just ball turf with a new wedge with good grooves, and also it's a lot to do with the green surfaces. If you've got soft and fast greens, you'll get a lot of spin. If they're firm, and even we struggle to spin the ball on firm greens. So a lot of the stuff you see on TV, conditions are perfect to spin the ball. Perfect fairways, new wedges, soft and fast greens. Like Darren said, we spend the time trying not to spin the ball generally. So it just comes with getting better, and as your technique improves, your spin will come naturally with that ball turf strike.
Yourself and Graham, what's your favourite course? What's your favourite course? We're all Port Rush.
Yeah, we're both Port Rush boys.
Yeah, gotta be Port Rush. And with all the changes that they've been doing now in preparation for the 2019 Open Championship, it's going to be incredible whenever they're all done, and they've got a lot of the work done already. So we're all Port Rush would be the
Yeah. 15th.
Don't tell Rory that. He's all Port Rush.
Too sharp for A. Sullivan.
You got any more? Yeah.
Depend on where the pin is. If the pin was in the front, we might want to pitch it past and spin it towards the front. But if the pin was in the back, you've no room to spin it, so you go with maybe a club extra and take the spin off. So we'll show you both shots, will we?
Well, it's an age sort of thing, because most of you kids, and that's why, with all due respect, Sully's so good, because he moves the ball right to left, left to right, high and low. Whereas a lot of the other young kids that come out and tour now, all they do is get their lubber out the whole time. That's all they do.
Yeah, this would be the spinny one.
Whereas if you're more of Miguel and my, sort of the way we grew up down the ball, we'd chip in little sand irons and chip in little wedges and just use those a little bit more. But the modern day is more just straight through the air.
Yeah.
It depends how breezy it was.
Yeah, I mean you
probably
could,
not an iron, maybe a wedge.
Yeah, wedge or gap wedge, something like that, just depending on how much release you wanted. But I mean, theoretically, you could play it with wedge or gap wedge or whatever. And gap wedge, what do you got there, Sully? Like your mid wedge?
Yeah, I've got a 54 degree.
Here's my 52, which is my mid wedge.
So that one, we only hit our sand irons and low wedges high if we have to. Most of the time we're trying to take them a little bit out of the air, because it's much easier to control distance on a flatter flight than it is up there. The more it's up there, the more the wind comes into play. The flatter it is, the more distance, more controlled distance we are.
But it's fun to spin it though.
But the balls don't spin quite as much as they used to. Mine used to spin a lot.
Who's the best?
Well, right now,
Him.
he's beating us all.
He is this week. This week, he's the best.
I wish I had as many tournament wins as these guys though. So.
But he's young. At the moment, he's the best. Oh no! Don't get carried away. Don't start thinking. No. You got this all wrong. We don't think we have enough going on in our heads to stop thinking about hip turn speed, this, doing that. All we do is we practice our swing, we try and hit it with our chest, we're not thinking about anything else. If you can start thinking all that sort of stuff, then you lose feel.
What's that?
No.
No, I don't think we ever trying to change speed too much.
No.
I think we to vary
Less
distance
risk.
we control the length of the arm swing. You know, so you're never really trying to, you know, get faster or slower to take distance off. I think we all try to keep the same rhythm all the time. So I think the second one, you're going to hit more of a draw type shot. So a draw type shot will take the spin off. It will kind of create more of a tumbling shot, and a slice shot will create more backspin. So it's not really about varying your speed. It's more about varying the shape of the shot you're going to hit. Some guys might feel that, you know, they manipulate their hands in some way, but I mean it's about 0.04 seconds, you know, so it's very hard to have much control of what's going on. But yeah, like I say, it's like we talked about earlier, fades and draws, guys feel it different ways, but the mechanics are all the same. What's that? Come on, get in the old fellas.
Yeah.
Come on, BC. Come on, Captain. There's no one better the driver off the deck than you. High draw.
I know.
But talking about the spin, talking about the spin, who is talking, explaining one thing. You see the club face and the grooves. Doesn't matter how you hit it when you have a low wedge or in clubs. Obviously, the more love you have, the ball always gonna get a spin. You see? Always get a spin. It's a matter of distance and the speed of the swing. You're going to have more spin on the ball. You're going to bounce. Nice. If it's soft or not. Depends on the distance you have to the hole and the amount of the swing and the speed that you make in the swing. That's going to make the revolution to make the ball more spin. You know? Ahí está.
Miguel, you should probably stretch out again, I think.
I'm gonna punch you with my driver now.
Alright, one more good. That's enough for this.
Oh, nice catch. Hey.
Oh,
Captain. Our captain.
We're done alright. I'll take that for the rest now.
Off the deck.
My club's going back in. It fell back in the bag there.
I'm gonna punch you right now.
What do you got for us, Miguel?
I'm gonna punch you right now. Look at that.
Oi! That's pretty good.
That was very good.
Very good. I ain't got that shot.
Little draw, aiming to the right, and now a little more round.
Still fade.
It's a left-handed draw. You can say that way, no? Well, a little bit more easy now.
That one was good. That's good. We got any more questions before we wrap it up? Good.
Darren, who's the most impressive player you've ever played with, apart from Miguel?
Who's the most impressive player I've ever played with? I would have to say Tiger. Tiger, I played a lot of golf with Tiger when he was an absolute prime in 2000, and whilst Rory is the closest that I've seen to Tiger in terms of his pure ball striking, Tiger in his heyday was just amazing. He really was. He was that good.
Yeah.
He hit shots that nobody else could hit. It's a bit Rory can hit shots now that nobody else can hit because he's got the speed and the power to hit it and to do everything with it. But probably Tiger, and I've played with I've been fortunate in my career to play with an awful lot of really, really good players, but Tiger was the best. Well, when you have your driver, you've obviously you're swinging a little bit faster, so you just got to widen your stance a little bit more. So you widen it with your right foot, not with going this way. So it's always you widen it with your back foot. So it's always going to be a little bit wider for your driver. The ball, all the time. Usually with the driver, it's level with your left heel. That's where it goes. Brilliant. Good. What do you want to ask? You? Yes. I don't fight.
So you want me to hit left-handed?
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's not happening.
The answer is that no.
There's a reason why we stand the other side of the ball.
Can we hit a ball with our eyes closed? Yeah, we do that sometimes practicing.
Do we?
I don't want to try it right now, but we do. Well, I do, because I'm a bit messed up, but I'm not doing it now. It's been a long day. Any more questions? Short game. Spend as much time as you can for all the kids from 100 yards and in. You don't need to hammer your driver. Your strength, your bodies will grow and your strength will come. But if you learn a very good technique from the pros here at Airmans or whatever, all the fantastic facilities you have here in Dubai, if you go to your local pro and learn the technique, that 100 yards and in will stand your game in good stead forevermore. So that would be my bit of advice. One more. Does it? No. You know, we've played all around the world. It's our job, is what we do. We don't really notice the people. You know, the people are there, and what they bring an atmosphere for us, and it's brilliant. We love having people there. But in terms of what people say most of the time, unless they get abusive, which they do sometimes, unless they get abusive, we don't really listen to what's going on. You know, it's just a lot of people. At the end of the day, you know, we are in our sport's in decline. There's not that many people playing, and we're in the entertainment business. So we need to entertain. It's our job. It's what we do. We play golf, and we need to entertain. So you know, it's all part and parcel of it. You know, you see somewhere like Phoenix this week. You played Phoenix. You go into that par 3, 16, 17. This is 16. 16. Where you've got 150,000 people shouting and roaring when the guys are hitting the tee shots. You know, that's different. But you know, it's entertainment business, so we don't really listen. Yeah.
They normally wait until after we've hit it. You know, it's you know, there's definitely a fine balance between, you know, Phoenix and being too much. But I mean, like Darren said, you know, I think with a sport like ours, where we're trying to grow and bring it to kids and have the young people of the world enjoy our game more, I think the more exciting and more atmosphere, and you know, like the Ryder Cup, you know, there's no atmosphere like it in the game of golf. I mean, you know, it's amazing, and we love it. I think the bigger the crowd, the more fun for us, you know, and probably the less distracted that we get. I think if it's a small crowd, you kind of see people moving, you hear things. I think if it's a big crowd, you know, it kind of just, you know, you just get on with it.
Monty used to hear them see them in the big crowds as well.
Pretty good hearing.
He did. Right, very last one. One more.
Yes, sir.
Comunque è stata una bella giornata.
Yeah, I mean, you know, winning a major championship is obviously, you know, is an amazing part of my life. But I mean, yeah, obviously, it's a very individual feeling. You know, your caddy, your coach, your family, whatever. But I think the Ryder Cup's something a little different. You know, the 4 Ryder Cups I've played have been the most amazing experiences of my career. You know, I think when you're in a team room with 11 other players and 12 caddies and, you know, captains and vice captains and, you know, the whole of Europe and the European Tour, and I think you feel different. You know, you feel like you're not just playing for yourself, and the pressure is multiplied many times. You know, so you know, I guess in 2010 I had I won the US Open, and I had the amazing honor to be in the last match at Celtic Manor, and I mean, you know, the difference in pressure was not even comparable. You know, the Ryder Cup was so much more pressure, because I felt like I had the destinies of everyone in my hands, as opposed to just my own destiny. So no, there's nothing like the Ryder Cup. It's the most special event in the world for us as golfers. You know, the nearest we'll ever get to you know what it might feel like to score a goal and slide up to the corner flag in an amazing stadium somewhere around the world. You know, it's special, and you know, Andy Sullivan's going to get to experience many of those. Miguel and myself and Darren have experienced those. They're amazing, and obviously we're all hoping to be at Hazeltine this year, looking you know, under Captain Clarke. I know he's going to do an amazing job, and I know the three of us want to be there.